Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Wright Bryant and I'm President and CEO of LM Bryant Consulting. Today is your day of words of inspiration. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." Man, I'm telling you, do we really understand what that statement means? Too many times we see things that are wrong and we say, you know what? Why are they doing that? We see things and we not only speak against it, but we'll run the other way. We'll point our fingers and we'll judge and say, why are they doing it that way? They should do it this way. Well, I've come to say to you today, I come to challenge you. Why don't you do it? Why don't you, instead of talking about it, why don't you be about it? Why don't you run for office? Why don't you write that book? Why don't you step into a leadership position? Why don't you? Last week we talked about the statement, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I challenged everyone to think about what you would do if you weren't afraid, and then write down the things that you would do if you weren't afraid. So now that you're not afraid to do those things that you had deep in your heart, now we're going to step further. I'm challenging you to now be that change that you wish to see in the world. I've been blessed to lead not only my company, but also to lead an organization. And there were some things I thought that could be done differently. And I made the decision, instead of me sitting back and saying, you know what, why are they doing this? Why are you doing that? I realized that I had to be about it my own self. And so I took the necessary steps to run for and later win the position of president. So I'm challenging you today. For those of you that are employees, that you don't like the way your boss is doing things, so then I'm going to ask you this question. What can you do right where you are now to change your environment? What can you do to change not only your personal environment of your cubby or your office, but then your whole department environment, the culture of your department? What can you do? You may say, Lisa, listen, I can't do that. All right. I want to go a step further. I want you to ask yourself, since you're not listening to me, ask yourself, what can you do? Change means things, you don't want to see things the way they've always been. So the challenge is actually, honestly and truly, starting with you. What changes do you want to see in yourself? Do you like your work ethic? Do you like the way you work on your job, for your business, in your religious organization, even in your relationship? Do you like it? No. Then I would challenge you to figure out what to do next. Even down to weight, even down to talent. If you don't like how you look, work on it. Go to your doctor, your nurse, say, listen, you know what, I need help. Your talent, I don't like the way I sing, I don't like the way I perform, then work on it. I don't like the way this organization is led, then you might have to go back to school. But the bottom line is this: it is time out for you, ma'am, you, sir, you, friends, to be sitting back and complaining about things that you actually could change. And again, the change starts with you. So this conversation we're having today is more of a thought-provoking question, a soul-searching question. Are you in a situation, a circumstance that you don't like, that you want to see change? Then I challenge you to look inward. Do a self-examination. Guess what? You'll find that there are some things that you can change. Thanks again for tuning in. with Words of Inspiration with Lisa Wright Bryant coming to you via LM Bryant Consulting. Guess what? I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace.